Hey everybody, Jeremy here. So this is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Superman, the DC Rebirth version of Superman. And I found this guy at Target, and he shouldn't be too hard to find at your local Target as well. You either check in the regular toy section, or if your Target's like mine, they also have another section next to that one where they just have some DC Multiverse figures, including this particular Superman. So I've got a few different versions of Superman from the McFarlane DC Multiverse line, but this is the most classic looking Superman that I have. If you look at the back, it shows you some other figures that you can get, not necessarily a part of the same line, but some recommended pickups for you, including the Todd McFarlane designed Wonder Woman, as well as the Demon, King Shazam, the Unmasked Shriek, that one that doesn't come with the Build-A-Figure piece, and the Battle Damaged Batman from Dark Knight's Metal. All right, so let's open up the Superman and take a closer look at him. So without wasting any time, I'm just going to come out and say it. I really like this Superman figure, and I'm going to give you some reasons why I like this figure. And I'm also going to give you some reasons why you might consider passing it up. Now, first, for the passing it up part, you might consider not picking up this Superman if you have the original DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Superman that came out a long time ago. It's part of that first wave. This one has very similar aesthetics to that one. You know, this is a very classic Superman, not based on any kind of really weird timeline and in a really stylized version of Superman, like some of the ones that we have with the Infected Superman and Red Sun Superman, and even Bizarro. You know, this is just a good old-fashioned Clark Kent. So if you already have a good old-fashioned Clark Kent, then this one might not offer you too many changes to encourage you to go out and get this one. Now, if you're like me and you missed out on that original Superman and you have yet to have just a really basic but very well done Superman in your collection, then this is the time to get one. All right, so the thing that I like about this figure that really stands out to me the most is that face sculpt. You know, this is a really nice Superman face, all the way down to the curl, chiseled jaw. You know, it's just quintessential classic Superman, and I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And this Superman is also kind of burly. I mean, look at that chest, big barrel chest, you know, and that's another thing. If you don't have a Superman that's this jacked, then maybe you would want to pick this one up as well. If some of the other Superman are just kind of lean and strong looking, but this one is, you know, straight up Man of Steel Superman. So I really do like this look on him. The hair is great. The eyes are nicely positioned. He doesn't look goofy. It's just a really, really nice looking Superman. Now, you can look at some of the other Superman variants that have come out over the past several months and pick out the parts that were used to create this Superman. So it's not necessarily all original, but those type of things don't really bother me. I don't really mind if they reuse a torso or some legs or, you know, something like that. You know, as long as the figure overall is a good looking figure and the articulation is on point and, you know, it accomplishes what it should set out to do, and that's to make a very good addition to a collection, then I don't really care what kind of parts they used for it. All right, gotta understand, gotta save money somehow. It's what happens. Okay. All right, so as you can see, he also comes with this clear stand. Now, I really do appreciate when McFarlane includes flight stands on these types of figures. It's just the only thing is this Superman, he's so jacked, this stand almost doesn't work with him because you can't quite get it around his waist because he's so wide, and the legs, you can't really get it on the legs to clamp it because these are very light bases, and this figure will have the tendency to pull the weight down. Now, obviously, you can make it work, okay, as I'm making it work, but this flight stand barely works. It's not going to be as simple as you might imagine, but, you know, I'm still happy that they included it, and it doubles as a regular base. You can just take the flight stand out. And you can see he's starting to fall over a little bit. But if you need to see what the flight stands are like in action, It's a very simple mechanism. You know, it just hinges up and down, and then the clamp part can stretch out that far, and then you just kind of lock it down. But like I said, depending on how you're going to put the figure in there, it might tip this way, it might tip this way, back, forward, you know, whatever. But yeah, just something that you should know. So now that we got him on solid ground, or solid table rather, we flip on the back and you can see that this cape moves to one side. And that indicates to me that the Superman, the way that it was designed, is meant to be on the flight stand, to just kind of have that flying pose with the cape blowing in the wind. And this Superman's articulation, I think, is so well done. You can really get him into some simple yet really cool looking poses, flight poses, really without even trying. With Superman, it's just kind of like you bend the knee a little bit, you give him a little bit of an arm on one side, give him a little bit of another arm on the other side, give him like a little tilt or something like that. And really, kind of like no matter what you do, he can look pretty cool posed up. You give him a little tilt, you know, something like that. And that's what the flight stand is for. So it's really easy to get him into a pose that I think you will enjoy. So let's go over some of this articulation. I'll preface it by saying I was a little bit rough taking him out of the box, and his head came off. I didn't think it was going to be a problem putting the head back on, which it wasn't, but I still have a problem with the head still coming off. So, you know, it stays in place good enough, but you'll see. So as you move the head up, you see now his head has come off. Let's try to put that back on. But yeah, he can move his head up pretty far, which is great, you know, for up and away, because he is Superman. You can move his head down, you know, almost to his chin touching his neck, but not quite. And then of course you also have the little bit of the head tilt. You see mine keeps coming off. Head tilt to the left, head tilt to the right. Trust me, it's there. I just can't get his head to function correctly. But trust me, when it's not broken, it's some good head articulation. You got a good bend at the elbow there, like making a muscle, showing off that bicep. And then you also have that joint that just sort of butterflies out like that. Awesome. Got some rotation right there on the fists. You can go back and forth, and of course, side to side. The ab crunching action, or rather rotation, you can check that out. It can go full 360 degrees, and it's really easy to move. And the crunching, he'll go back or forward about that much. He can go back pretty far. So, oh, and I also want to point out the S on his chest is pretty glossy. It's like a glossy red paint. It's not like a dull matte like his cape is. And I also do like that. Helps it to stand out a wee bit more. Leg articulation, his legs can splay pretty decent amount. We also got ourselves some double jointed knees that are kind of tight, but it's there. You also get some pivot right there on his boot. And it also hinges up and down, and the toe also hinges up and down. You know, but this Superman is really more of an upper body guy, but it's good to know that you do have this type of articulation in the legs if you did want to get him up in that kind of motion there. So you know that old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? That goes perfectly with this particular Superman, because this is the look that you think of when you think of the Man of Steel, regardless of if he's from DC Rebirth or a myriad of other DC multiverse timelines and comics and all that other stuff. This is still what you're going to think of. So if you don't have a classic looking Superman, you know, not one of the weird, unique ones, but just a basic Superman, this is the one that you're going to want to get. I think he looks great. I think the face sculpt is really good. The articulation is there. You get the flight stand that opens up more posing possibilities. And it's just a really good addition to your collection. If you already have the original Superman, then maybe this one doesn't do enough different to justify purchasing it again. But then again, if you are a completist, you'll get it anyway. All right. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy. Talk to you later.